Webster, Parks Department Director, can you tell us a little bit about what's going on at Lighthouse today? What do you see? What do you want to tell people?
Yeah, so we had a big storm event over last night, sometime between 1:30, 2:30 in the morning. Really localized weather event that came through here with severe high winds and had some pretty major damage to the carousel building. So that building's currently being assessed right now, but is in an unsafe condition for folks to be in right now, and trying to determine whether or not that the building can be salvaged at this point. Just walking around doing a count, we have somewhere between 60 and 80 trees that came down in the park. So that's a big job in itself, and the trees are really a big important part of defining the character of the park and the space as well. So we're working on just sort of assessing that damage, as well as other ones that might need to come down too, because the tops broke off.
Is there a species of tree that is most prevalent here that you saw the most damage
No,
in?
so it's pretty widespread. It was pretty widespread. It wasn't, one tree that was more susceptible than another. But what I will say is that it really was a big impact on a lot of the large mature trees here at the park. But the storm event was intense enough that even our small new trees, some of them that were planted over here by the harbor, they just snapped. Which is really rare and exceptional to see, which tells you how powerful the winds were down here.
Maybe a naive question, but why were so many trees impacted? Do you think it's just the winds were so high speed?
We don't know a lot about the specific weather event that happened down here, but certainly involved some very high speed winds, high intensity winds. This was not anything that was forecasted or projected. And it's super localized, so if you just walk outside the boundaries of the park, there's a little bit of damage in terms of branches and things like that down in the neighborhood, but nothing like the damage that we see here. So it really was just focused really intensely in a short period of time right here in the park.
And I know that the park's closed for the time being, for the foreseeable future, and probably a long way to go. But broadly speaking, what has to happen for this park to be safe to use again?
Well, there's a couple different components here. Sort of taking the carousel building out of the picture, that's going to be a long-term thing that needs to be worked on and addressed. The big factors for us that we're looking at in terms of safety here at the park are really related to the amount of debris that was the carousel building itself, the windows, the glass on that building all shattered pretty much. And so the pieces of that glass are scattered throughout the park space, pieces of wood, nails, things like that from the building itself that are out in the lawn space that people use for their picnics, to pick up sports games on the weekend and hang out with their friends and stuff like that. So this understanding how this park is used and trying to make sure that it's safe for people when they come back out here, we got to make sure that all those hazards are addressed, right? So there's not really a time frame on how long it's going to take us to get that sorted right now, but we're going to try to do it as quick as we can.
My last question for you is, how big of a deal is this? You spend a lot of time in parks all over the city.
Yeah.
When you assess the damage here, how kind of remarkable is this event?
This is the damage like I've never seen before, outside of like a tornado level event. The carousel building specifically, which was impacted so heavily during this event, really is an icon for the city. So many people have their special moments in life in this building, whether it's weddings or baby showers or birthday parties, whatever it is, it's a celebratory space for the city. So to see this kind of damage out here at the carousel building is really heartbreaking. I know it's a really heartbreaking experience for our staff that works really hard to take care of this space. But we'll be back. That's what the important thing is right now, is rallying around what's needed in terms of next steps. The impacts happened, and just asking the community to get on board with us about working towards those next steps and brighter future for the park.
Good luck today. Thanks for the work you do.
Thanks.